Great. Well, we are backstage with the Tontons at Firefly. How are you guys? How are you enjoying it? You guys absolutely rock the stage.
Thank you. We're having a great time. We're just honored to be here.
Absolutely. So, I mean, your performance is just so fierce and so much energy. What goes into the performance?
I mean, really, every performance is different. It's just kind of like inspiration that I draw and that we draw just from our surroundings and just like, you know, it's, I don't know, there's not like one answer for that.
So, I mean, you guys released the album back in February, correct? I forget that.
Yeah, no, that's it.
So, you know, what are you guys working on now? I mean, obviously you're still touring behind that. What went into the recording process for that? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
We recorded in Austin, Texas with this producer, David Boyle, at this studio called Church House Studios. And it was pretty cool. We stayed there. I think there was a point in time where we were there for at least a month, just living in this studio. It was pretty intense. Got to know each other pretty well.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
You ever think the atmosphere kind of has a vibe, like it carries through to the album, like depending on where you're recording? I'm always curious about that.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Certain places are more inspirational than others. Our recording experience this time is really unique, and I think just having the time to kind of be like, just really like focus only on the music, live and breathe, wake up and go to sleep with the music, and creating an atmosphere of creativity and within that really made our album what it is.
Absolutely. Are you ever surprised by what songs fans tend to gravitate towards, that you had a feeling about one or the other and the fans really picked up on a different one?
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, we tend to release the single first, and usually, like, if you push a song, then people are going to go for it, and that's the one that they're going to like. And I think a lot of the people that like our music, I don't think there's like one specific song that a lot of people like. I think it varies. Like, everybody's got their own favorite, which it's cool. I mean, I guess that means it's a pretty good album if, you know,
Absolutely.
like people are picking out like different ones. Everybody's different.
The best thing is putting it on from start to finish, and like each song you don't have to skip a track. It's great. So, I mean, we've seen so many changes in the music industry over the years, with social media probably being one of the biggest ones. What kind of effect has that had on you as a band?
I don't know. When we started the band, we like started with like the whole like start of social media. So I don't think we've like noticed it as like a big change as compared to bands that started before that. Like, we kind of like we started with the MySpace when we were a band and like kind of just went with it. So it's just sort of standard for us. I know like I have friends that are older and play another, like, you know, and they were in bands before I was in bands and before all that started, and they're very old school, and they were kind of like trying to fight that and not want to use it.
They're like the late embracers. So
yeah. So I mean, I don't think we've really. It's just gotten bigger, but I don't think we've noticed any changes because we're also changing with it.
Absolutely. So for each one of you personally, do you have that pivotal music moment that occurred in your life that made you decide you had to pursue it for a career?
I mean, I think every day is kind of that pivotal moment. Like, every day you wake up and you're like, okay, this is going to be like the last day that I do this. It's going to be the last chance that I have to experience this. And then you just kind of put one foot in front of the next. So, I mean, for sure, definitely, like, finding them was an amazing thing, and, you know, definitely led me to where I am now. But I think every day.
Probably once I realized I didn't have to own a bed at home anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a bed. I don't have a job, so it's okay.
So is there one thing that you could list that people maybe misunderstand about the band or that they get wrong?
A lot of people mispronounce our name a lot, which is weird because it's a fairly simple name, you know. There's way more complicated band names out there, but like we get like Tontons, Tontons, Ting Ting, Tontons, like a lot of different stuff. Yeah, I'd have to say just I don't know why it's so complicated.
So what does the rest of the summer hold? So I saw a couple more tour days for you guys. You have another couple festivals to do too, right?
Yeah, we just got added to Voodoo Fest actually this week. We have Afropunk Fest, Pemberton. We're kind of touring up to the West Coast and through Canada, and then going to come back down. So we won't be home until the second week of August. So really just more of this, you know?
How do you guys best pass the time on the road?
He plays a lot of FIFA. He's like FIFA master now. He's really good at it.
I'm really fortunate that the World Cup's happening this tour.
Yeah, we watch a lot of World Cup.
Nice. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for taking a few minutes to speak with me. I appreciate it. Is there any comments you'd like to share with fans or site visitors?
Bomboclat. Yeah, that's our new word. Adam, you have anything you want to say?
Great. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.